Sometimes Always here, and we're at Press Cafe, which is the location of the first night of the Doldrums Festival, and Riishi Von Rex will be playing that night, and we have her here to answer some questions. How you doing, Riishi?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm great, thanks. I guess I just wanted to start off with a little bit of context. You've done the Doldrums Festival for quite a few years, right?
Yeah, I think maybe since it started, because I was pals with Lucas, who got it all together, and back when it started, it was just like a tiny little baby of a thing, and it gets a little bigger every year. It's very cool.
I was going to actually ask you that, like, over the years you have played Doldrums, any kind of, experiences or just anything about that festival that stands out to you that you enjoyed?
I do like the fact that it's all local, because it means that every year I sort of like see a bunch of my friends and acts that you've heard of but you don't know very well. Like I know the night I'm playing is also Tindervox is playing, and I used to be like good jam pals with Kara.
Okay, cool.
So, and Ornaments I think is playing, and similarly, so it's all kind of people I know from the local scene, and that's really fun to have everybody come together.
We just spoke off camera about your new recording. You're doing some recordings. Can you tell us a bit more about that? What can we expect?
Well, that will be, I'm doing an album, an EP with my drummer, Michelle Delage, and we're also bringing a bassist on for the record and a couple surprise guests. We are a duo, so we wanted to really capture what we're doing live in the record, and as we started recording it, it totally got further and further away from us, and it is now this like crazy monster that I never imagined making. But yeah, it'll be called Shed Your Helmet, and it's going to come out on May 22nd will be our release at the Rainbow.
You touched on that a bit, but I guess the new music's moving more towards a big, can I say bigger sound, or is it more full, or is it less? How would you describe it?
I don't know if it's bigger per se. I think the key is that when we play together live, there's only two of us. And so like we're basically both doing everything. And I'm very fortunate that Michelle is like unlike any other drummer. And he is like able to do like 6 things at once. So, he's like, I've made the joke before that he's a lead drummer. Like he plays lead on the drums.
Okay.
And then I have to sort of do the rhythm guitar and the lead guitar and the vocals all kind of in one space. Whereas for the record, we've been able to pull things apart a little bit more. So there'll be parts where there are more vocal layers. One of the guitar licks was recorded as 2 lines instead of as 1. Like little things like that. But overall, we're hoping it'll still sound like what we sound like live.
Sure.
It's just been so different to create than we would approach live music that I, as the one who made it, I cannot say whether or not we achieved that.
Okay. So with respect to your songs and the live show, I've seen clips on YouTube of Baba Yaga. What draws you to that kind of mythology? What interests you? Why did you what drew you to that?
Good question. There's something about her that I just find so compelling as a character. I was told Baba Yaga stories as a kid. So they were kind of like my mother has Russian background, and she's very into, in fact, actually a particular illustrator who's illustrated a lot of Baba Yaga tales. So we had tons of books of that style of Slavic folklore lying around the house. And it always struck me as being a little darker and more bizarre than most of the more Western fairy tales and folklore that I've heard of. And so I always get really into these weird mythical things. Like, the album is called Shed Your Helmet. And like, we have a lot of tunes that are about these sort of like weird imagined stories that take place in some kind of like fantastical world. But I'm just a sucker for fantasy, I guess.
Oh yes, you'd be grinning humbly. I could already